Hello. I had a request for a video, so I'm doing a request today. I'm starting it because it won't be done. Anyway, someone would like me to show them how I made this infinity scarf, last year. Well, the point about it, first of all, is I don't think I made it exactly right. Because first I made it too long, and then it curled up on me, which I kind of wanted it not to do, but it turned out to be something, it turned out to be like a 3-layer infinity scarf. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, so since I had a request to make one exactly like this one, I will. And this is, I made it on the circular loom. I love these things. And they usually come in a kit. There's a little tiny one, a little medium one. I won't say the colors because the colors vary. And this one's sort of the medium. And then there's another even bigger one. But for this scarf, it doesn't really matter which loom you use. Probably I'd use the one smaller than this because you're only going to use so many pegs. I said I wouldn't use the teeny tiny one, but unless you're making a little baby scarf. But with this kind, what you do is like the same as the others. You start on it and you only do like so many pegs, and you keep going back and forth on the pegs. Now, the reason why this ended up curly is because it's something to do with using the same stitch for your entire scarf. I think maybe you're supposed to alternate stitches. Said I'm not real well versed, so I don't know. Maybe next time I'll try to alternate stitches. But for this one, I'm making it exactly the way this one is. So, and one more thing I want to point out about this one. I said you attach it the same way. You attach it the same way as you do brims. If you know how to do a brim for a hat, all you do is when you get to as long as you want, you just bring the bottom up and put it over and knit it off. But I will show you. And another thing I did to this scarf that is different is the edges. That's not knitting. I crocheted the edge. I crocheted like 2 or 3 rows around, all the way around the edges, in a hope that it would, make it flatten out a little more and put some more weight on it. So it's crocheted on the edge about 3, I'd say about 3 layers deep on the edges. So we can crochet the edges when we're done. But okay, yes. We will start the scarf, and then I'll have to do little clips as we go to show you the finish. Thanks for watching. Okay, there's this little thing, and I just turn a basic, I'm going to do a blue one, just make the loop and just pull it through like that, just like you were going to tie, start a thing, just tie it like that, because this really doesn't have to be on tight, it's just to hold it in place. Do a little loop, and then of course I think you do about 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I do a 15, 16, roughly half. I could even do one more. 17. Now, when you get to the half and you're ready to go back, you just push that one down. Whoopsie. And then you sort of start going backwards. Step backwards. Like I said, I just wrapped it back. And then you start wrapping backwards. And wrap backwards. That will hold it in place. And then keep wrapping backwards as you go. I went all the way back, and see, I have my loop is over there. I did the first one, and I see they're got together at the end. Okay, and from here on, all you do is keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until you get to your desired length. And like I said, don't make it too long unless you want to. Just measure, like I said. So just keep on. You'll just wrap yourself away this way, and then just keep wrap back. Wrap forward and wrap backwards. Okay. And that's really all it's going to be until you get to the part when you want to connect. Connect it all up. Okay? See you in a little bit. Hello. The scarf is pretty much ready to finish up, and it's turned out nicely. I'm wearing this powder blue shirt because I picked, like I said, the color I picked was blue. So hopefully I'll have, you know, two contrasting blues that maybe I'll wear this to church on Sunday if it looks good. Okay? Alright, we'll turn the camera around and get the final finishing touches of the scarf. Okay. See, we're pretty much at the end of this. So, maybe I'll just do one more row or so here. And you see I only used a single thread, a single yarn. Lots of times for the hats, it's doubled. And as you can see, it's sort of on the edges, it sort of pulls away. That's just normal. Pulls away there. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to attach it. I probably don't need to crochet 3 or 4 around the edges, but okay. Alright. So what we are doing is we're going to take, oh, and here's your little tail. This little tail, this is what you tie on there. At some point, like I said, you'll take it off when it, you know, it starts to annoy you. Oh, you sent me 2 threads. Okay, what I did was I looped it underneath the nearest one. See? I just looped it underneath there because you want to tie this off lest it unravel. And then I'm going to have 2, and I'm going to tie these together. The normal way. I don't know if I can bring it around a second time. Almost. Anyhow, so you can leave a longer tail on it if you want, and then if there's excess, you just snip it off. Anyways, okay, it takes care of the tail. Now, for hooking it over, I think I'll hook it from the inside just because it looks more natural that way. This is the same you do with brim hats. Take the bottom and you hook it over top. And you just take the bottom, like I said, and keep hooking it over until you get to the end. to bind it off, you pretty much just, you go to transfer them, transfer each loop to the next one. Take this one to your next one. Kind of cool. Ended up doubled. You might need to use your fingers. For knitting off to make sure you get it on the peg. And when you get to the last peg, you just knit that off, and then you knit this off, tie it at the end. Okay, it seems like I have a small issue here, because I'm not perfect. It looks, all is not lost. So I have to compensate. For some reason, I don't know why the active yarn, so the inactive yarn, was not hooked up. But we're going to save it here. I'm just simply going to loop a loop around it, and then just loop it through a few loops here, and I'll bind it off anyway. We'll tie it off. So, because normally that should have been stretchy, but for some reason, just tying it off. A couple of knots. Okay. So you see I have a little bit of an issue here. Pink is a little longer. Unfortunately, it seemed to end up being puckered on me at the end, but that is how you bind off, cast off on a loom. It just seems like for some reason the active, the yarn that was connected to the ball wasn't the one that was going through. It should have been. So I don't know what happened there. Just the same. Well, it is together. It is not the neatest job I've ever seen. There's no reason it should not have turned out neater. But, as I said, I am just an amateur. Anyway, here's the scarf. So, I don't think you necessarily need to do the crocheting around the edges. Instead, it's still kind of curly. That's the kind of scarf you wanted. And like I said, if you have any trouble, I'll have to do a better cast off next time. Alright, so this is it. It's not too long. It's not, I said my other one was a little bit long. And you double it up so people probably won't even notice the puckered cast off at the back of my neck. Alright. Thanks for watching, and thank you to Shannon for requesting this video. Talk to you later.